Hey y'all, today I want to take a couple minutes to talk to you about 1-6-2-5 progressions, and I specifically want to get into a technique today that they call guide tone voicings or shell voicings on the guitar's neck. I know that all sounds really technical, so we're going to break it down today, starting with what is a shell voicing. If you've heard the term shell voicing before, a shell voicing refers to a voicing that you're playing on the guitar, omitting the fifth and only playing the root, the third, and the seventh. The idea is that you're outlining the essential notes of the chord, or what they call the guide tones, along with the root. The first voicing I'd like to get into to start off with you is talking about C major 7 and what the shell voicing looks like off of the 8th fret of my low E or my 6th string. Here I'm playing 8th fret C on the low E. I'm not playing anything on the 5th string, so that's a muted or blocked string. And then I'm playing the 9th fret on the 4th string and the 3rd string, which is my B and E, specifically my root, 7th, and 3rd. When I'm changing the quality of this one, the next one I might look at would be a dominant 7th chord. I'm changing my B to a B flat on the 8th fret, and I'm playing my E natural here, still on top on the 9th fret. The next quality would be minor 7, so I'm going to switch that E to an E flat, and I'm playing C, B flat, and E flat. The other two voicings that you might have with this one using shell voicings might be a 6th chord shape, where I'm playing a C, an A, and an E. I can even do a minor 6, where I have a C, an A, and an E flat, which can also be used as a shell voicing for a diminished chord. Looking at my 5th string root shell voicings, I'm going to take an F chord and I'm going to play that on the 8th fret as well, but this time I'm on the 5th string. So when I'm playing F on the 8th fret of the 5th string, my 4th string would be the blocked or muted string, as I'm not fretting anything on that. I'm then playing my E on the 9th fret, 3rd string, and my A on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. This creates a major 7 shell voicing with a 5th string root. When we get into the dominant 7th, you can keep it in the same voicing, root, 7th, 3rd, but the more common shell voicing on the 5th string for a dominant chord would be playing the root, 3rd, and then the 7th. Just those 3 notes. When I get to my minor 7 chord, I'm going to go back to the other voicing of root, 7th, 3rd, and I'm going to play my 3rd on top, but here I have F on the 8th fret, E flat on the 8th fret, and A flat on the 9th fret of the B string. I do also have 6th voicings on the 5th string if I want to play them, that I can play F, D, and A. That would be on the 7th fret and 10th fret. Or the minor 6, which would be F, D, A flat here on the 9th fret, which could also be used as diminished. These are just a little bit less used than the 6th string versions of those same qualities. To put these voicings into a 1-6-2-5, I'm going to start with C major 7 that I showed you here on the 8th fret. My 6th chord is then going to be A minor 7 specifically. I'm playing on the 5th fret. Then I'm going to a 5th string voicing for D minor. And you might see that the fingering here for D minor, which I'm playing 5th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, that's D, C, F, is going to be the same fingering moving across to G7, but it becomes a dominant chord because of the tuning difference between the B string and the G string. So again, here's my C major, A minor, D minor, G7. To put these into a rhythm, I'm going to add a walking bass feel, but what I'm going to do is literally play a static rhythm on each chord, but I'm going to add a bass tone as a passing note. The idea of using a bass note as a passing tone means that I'm going to play a half step above or below the root note of my next chord. Means I'm going to start on a C major 7, then I'm going to do a B flat passing tone into A minor, then a C sharp passing tone into D minor, and an A flat passing tone into G. Practice is going to sound something like this: 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. Again. across the strings, I'm going to do the same 1, 6, 2, 5 pattern, but this time I'll do it in the key of F. My shell voicings are going to be F major 7 here on the 8th fret. Again, I'm playing an F, E, and an A on 8th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret. I'm going to a D minor for my 6th chord, which is going to be on the 5th fret, same as the one we just played, I guess, on the key of C. I'm going to go to a G minor here, and then I'm going to play a C. I'm going to switch between, I should say, a C7 here on 3rd fret and a C7 on the 8th fret. Again, I'm playing F major, D minor 7, G minor 7, 3rd fret, C7, 3rd fret, or F major, D minor, G minor, C7 on 8th fret. Adding my bass tones, it's going to sound something like this. 2, 3, and... There's an additional study that we can add to the 1, 6, 2, 5s, and that's just in terms of outlining chord changes once again. Certainly, I could take a triad arpeggio for each of these chords and play on the triad. My suggestion is that you could practice those triads as a way of just first getting used to it. And try switching up the octaves, try switching up inversions, because it might sound good. The other idea is take just the 3rd and the 5th on each chord. Or even just the 3rd for that matter. I can play from E to C to F to B, and I'm outlining chord changes. Here I've got a loop on a 1, 6, 2, 5 in the key of C, and I'm just going to show you kind of outlining some chord changes on top of that progression.